What's up, guys? So February 19th, my disclosure report, situation update, whatever I call it. If you guys have a good name for like these news updates I do, post a comment down below, something witty. But in this episode, what I want to discuss is many different things, right? I haven't done one of these videos in a couple days because I'm not one to jump on information to try and get it out there as fast as I can, right? If you look at the comments under like YouTube videos, people always be, oh, first. And I think with journalists these days, one issue is that everybody wants to be first with putting out information, but if you react and try to rush something out as quick as you can, you might miss very important perspective on it. So you might have heard or seen a couple of these articles I've come across or that I discussed in this video, but what I'm trying to do is gather it all together to give you a specific perspective and distill it and discern it all for you. So I just want to throw that out there real quick. And secondly, people have been commenting on my like hand gestures or whatever. Don't worry, I'm not Illuminati, so whatever you see my hands do, I'm just very animated with the way I talk. So nope, I'm not a controlled opposition. Don't worry, I'd be having a lot nicer of a camera and like some kind of like backdrop if I was, right? So anyway, moving on. Firstly, we will get into the pedophilia arrests. Now, because it's all right, all the issues are connected, but I try to connect them in this for you. And that first issue we'll look at is the pedophilia arrests. Now, last night I saw, and today trending on Facebook was John McCain, right, calling out Donald Trump for suppressing the free press. And I just love that one because let's be real, the press has never been free, ever. There has always been CIA agents in the press, in the media organizations themselves. For decades, there has always been suppression of news. So yeah, ooh, big whoop, John McCain on CNN acting like the press is free. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because McCain is a major pedophile. And with these lower operations, these like more grassroots pedophile rings getting rounded up, the real high officials, they're getting scared, and McCain's getting scared. Not only is McCain on CNN, trying to call out Trump for being a dictator, but we also have Ashton Kutcher testifying in front of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee about human trafficking. That looks all nice on the, right? Superficially, that looks all nice. He's crying, oh, sex trafficking, stuff like that. I'm not buying it, and I'm sorry to say this, but I'll tell you why. Who heads the Senate Foreign Relations Committee? John McCain. Who was Ashton Kutcher testifying for? The McCain Institute. What foundation or what group is Ashton Kutcher representing when he testifies? What's called the Thorn Group, which is a new anti-human trafficking foundation or something like that. Who gives most of their money to Thorn? Well, Google and some other foundation. I don't know. Check out George Webb, right? He runs a fantastic YouTube channel. He really delves down deep into the Clinton Foundation and human trafficking stuff and pedophilia, everything regarding that. I'll post a link down below. But what's a crucial perspective to note is that since the Clinton Foundation has been exposed and since they're crumbling, the fox always guards the hen house, right? The straight up pedophiles themselves are always the ones running the police force of anti-trafficking because it's best way to hide it right there, right? Fox guards the hen house. We need a new fox. Since the first fox is getting exposed, McCain and all those deep state syndicates, they need another fox, so they're putting Ashton Kutcher and his crying ass in front of the Congress to tell them, oh, we need all this funding for Thorn. No, don't buy it. I'll post a great research article I found down below about that, along with George Webb's YouTube channel. And very interesting perspective to note, I was watching a man named Robert David Steele he was on Alex Jones the other day, and Robert David Steele he's been in military intelligence for a while now. Dude's a baller. He was saying that the Democrats are, quote, pedophile lights, right? They're the ones, they just have like a taste for it. It's the Republicans that are the really bad ones. This is why we saw Democrat and Republicans team up to try and fight Trump. That's why we're seeing that right now. And this is why I think Wikileaks, right, when they first released all their Pizzagate information, they started with the Democrats because it's not that bad. Not only did they have to fight Clinton from getting into office, but they needed to start with the easy stuff to prep our mass consciousness for the bigger stuff they're probably about to drop. So if they were to start with like blowing out everything, all the info at first, it would completely overwhelm people. So they started by outing John Podesta and the Democrats. So I think they're gearing up to out some higher people like Soros and McCain and others. So I'll talk about WikiLeaks more in a sec. Now, moving on to Michael Flynn, right? Michael Flynn, he got resigned. He sat, whether he resigned on his own or got sacked, I'm not completely sure, but he is out. Why is he out? Well, also according to Robert David Steele, Michael Flynn got a list of some of the major DC pedophiles, and the rogue factions within the CIA found out that he did, so they committed treason and leaked some information about him to force him to resign. So this is what's going on in this kind of covert, behind-the-scenes intel war that's happening. And when we now have also WikiLeaks. A couple days ago, they released some dirt on the CIA showing that they meddled in French elections a few years ago. So this is leading me to believe that WikiLeaks, there's been some question whether they're compromised or not. I don't think they're compromised. Granted, that opinion can change, but I don't think so, because now it looks like they're still trying to support that positive alliance that's fighting those negative factions, and release some dirt on the CIA, because the CIA is also needs to be redone a little bit. So that's what I think is going on in regards to all that. We have the higher level officials. They're crying. They're running scared. They're trying to reform their secretive operations and push a lot of stuff under the blanket. And then we have Trump fighting that deep state with, looks like, WikiLeaks support. So anyway, that's a lot of perspectives. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. This is a huge thing we're all trying to decipher, so I'm doing these videos to try and help you with that. Next, I want to quickly discuss Antarctica. This is already a 7-minute long video, but I'm doing my best to gather it all for you. Antarctica is crucial in all of what's going on, especially in regards to Pizzagate. And why is that? That is because, according to David Wilcock, Corey Goode, and other secret space program whistleblowers, in Antarctica we have ancient civilizations, extraterrestrial technology. We know the Nazis have had bases there since World War II, and there's a lot of secretive stuff that's going on in Antarctica that we're not told. But what's happening is they're uncovering it, and they're getting it ready. The powers that be are, I should say, the deep state is getting Antarctica ready to disclose to us, just in case the mass arrests regarding the pedophilia, and that the pedophilia is really the Achilles heel of the deep state, right? Because that is really sick shit, and a lot of them are into it. So in case this pedophilia, human trafficking stuff really starts to blow up in the mainstream, then they can distract us with what's called a partial disclosure of all of this Antarctica stuff and pretty much of the extraterrestrial issue, right? If people were like, oh my god, we're not alone in the universe, and Antarctica is Atlantis, and oh my god, ancient civilizations, boom, huge distraction from pedophile arrests. So it's very important to be aware of that, because we don't want to be swindled. We don't want to be bait and switched with a partial disclosure psychological operation. And we see them, we're seeing news reports on Antarctica all the time. We're seeing, just a couple days ago, we had a major mainstream report come out about Zealandia, some magic new continent found near the South Pole. So it's like they're prepping our mass consciousness. Also, we have, yesterday I saw the express.co.uk, right? It's a major mainstream outlet, but it's kind of tabloidy. So it's really what they use to seed our consciousness with a lot of fringe concepts. They released an article describing Donald Trump being the disclosure president, and that there's this brand new push for disclosure for Donald Trump. And they were discussing some like brand new organization that's been formed or something like that. So I think everything in this article is factoring into that partial disclosure psyop, right? They're getting everything in Antarctica prepped. They've had a lot of tabloid news stories come out about Antarctica. Now they're trying to set us up for like this new disclosure push with Antarctica and alien life and all that jazz. So very important to be aware of. And I'm going to keep reporting on that and keep trying to lay out the facts of it. And also follow David Wilcock and Corey Good, because they're putting out a lot of information on it, whatever they hear, to keep us from getting swindled as well. So it's very important to brush up on everything regarding the pedophilia arrests and the extraterrestrial Antarctica disclosure issue, because they're very tied together. And we don't want to be swindled by any type of disclosure where it's not full disclosure. What we need is full transparency, full disclosure. That's why I'm all about open book policy, transparency, full disclosure. That's why I do these videos, and you can see my face and my name and all that jazz, because that's what we need. We don't want some, oh, I'll give you half the truth, just a little bit of it, nonsense. So anyway, that was my report for February 19th on the pedophilia stuff, the elites, the deep state, what we're seeing, what might happen with Antarctica, everything to be aware of, and my perspective on it all. Remember, it's just my perspective based on the information I come across. If you guys have any constructive perspective, you can show me, tell me. Feel free to comment down below. And thank you guys for supporting as well. Some of you guys have donated to my Patreon and PayPal accounts. I greatly appreciate that. It's very humbling and amazing to see people want to support my work and the words I say. So anyway, check back for more. If you guys also have any neat information that you can send me, do so. You can either email me or just comment it down below. I appreciate all the perspective and whatnot. So anyway, signing off for now. Peace.